Look at there. Technology again. Like I said, sorry about that. I forgot to turn the sound on. I'll get used to this thing. I just had to upgrade because, of course, it only gives you a few minutes free. And then I found out that it's really expensive if I want to cast to all of my social networks. So I'm just doing Facebook and YouTube. So all the others will just have to wait because I'm not paying as much as they want to do it to all of them. But anyway, I am sorry about that. I need to now make myself a note that I have to remember to check after I hit the webcam to start the sound, because if I don't, when that coming soon or starting soon or whatever plays, you can hear me grunting, the dogs ticking around, and everything else. And sometimes I may say a dirty word, so I have to mute that. Anyway, sorry about that. So let's start over. Good morning. How are you? Thanks so much for being here with me. I do apologize about that. Technology. Thanks so much, Randy, for letting me know that. That is the thing. If you do have something, I just noticed that. If you do have something you really want me to know or see, you can send me a Facebook message and it pops up on my screen. So I don't have to look at Facebook on my phone. So there you go. All right. So let's go back. Start over here. All right, so here's what I was saying. So there is a 16th anniversary party this weekend for Palafox Market. However, I see on different sites that has been rescheduled. So if you're interested in that, just make sure you check into it. I'm sure they're probably still having the market, but probably just the party is rescheduled. So Disco Kiss is at Bands on the Beach today, or this evening at 7 p.m. It's over in Milton. I've not seen them before, so I'm not really sure, but I'm sure they're great. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. is the Modern Eldorados. Now, if you've never seen the Modern Eldorados, they're a really good group. They're going to be tomorrow at 8 p.m. at Patio Leary's. There's also a yard sale tomorrow along Blue Angel Parkway from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That starts at 1041 North Blue Angel Parkway. So have a look at that one. It just says the yard sale. Let's see. UFOs at Pensacola Beach is having a 10th birthday celebration. It looks like this is showing me private events that I've been invited to. I don't know who Kaboom is, but it looks like friends of mine are attending. Kaboom's 10th birthday. Who's Kaboom? I don't know. Kaboom Sport and Social Club. Okay, so it's not a friend. I don't know what that is or who that is, but it looks like a whole bunch of my friends are people that are going. So anyway, if you want to go to that, it's at 1 p.m. tomorrow at the UFO Putt Putt. All right, let's go back. All right, here we go. A couple more, and then we'll just have a little chat, and I'll let you get your day started. Where am I looking? Looking up there. Hey, good morning. Let me have some more coffee. Okay. Bands on the Blackwater tomorrow at 6 p.m. Bands at the Brew House at Beardless Brew House. Painting for Papa at Coastal County Brewing Company. That is Sunday at 1 p.m. because Father's Day is coming up. There is a Carolina Oyster Roast tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Sir Richard's Public House. And let's see, let's find one other. Let's see, Sanger is having Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by LaBelle Performing Arts. Puppy Yoga at Gary's is tomorrow at 10, from 10 to 12. No, tomorrow the 10th at 12. See, it's going to be one of those days, y'all. All right, let's get rid of this thing. Let's just have a chat here. So, how are you this morning? I hope everyone's doing well. We made it to another Friday. I'm really excited that it's Friday, even though I have quite a bit of things to do today. It's closing day, one of my favorite days in real estate. That means I'll get paid next week, so that's always fun. Some out-of-town buyers I've been working with. It's been an interesting one because they needed to wire money, and then they didn't wire money, and then everybody started panicking, and I'm like, calm down. I've talked to my folks. They are going to wire the money. It was just a complicated situation. So the money arrived earlier this week, Everything's confirmed. Everybody's signing today, and boop, Bob's your uncle. Everybody's happy. So I've got to run over today. That's over near the base. So I got to run over today and just do a walkthrough, make sure we've got everything. Y'all, I say this all the time, and I hope nobody ever says it about me, but again, I'm working with another agent who's just like non-responsive. I've been asking all week, is it okay for me to do the walkthrough on Thursday? Didn't hear anything. Kept messaging. So then I said, okay, well, my Thursday is full, so can I do the walkthrough on Friday? Will the seller be moved out? Because I like to do the walkthrough when the house is vacant, make sure there are no holes in the wall or anything, so I can do a FaceTime with my client. Crickets, y'all, crickets. So I had my transaction coordinator. She's been messaging this agent's transaction coordinator, and the transaction coordinator replied, I'll find out for you. Nothing. So I'm just showing up over there today because they have to allow you to do a final walkthrough. And our closing is today. So I've got to go over and hopefully I can get in the house because it's not real close to me. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing today. And then I need to go check on another property for one of my clients who closed a few weeks ago but is not moving here until next month. So that's my day. And then I have a neighbor who wants me to talk to them about their about their house. Now they want to list it for sale by owner, and I'm like, you know what? If that's what you decide to do, that's fine. But I'll still come over and I'll give you some advice. I'll help you talk through it. I mean, I would like for them to list with me because I'd love to get my sign up in my own neighborhood. There are 3 other realtor signs in here right now, and I've sent newsletters, I've sent cards. Doesn't seem to do any good. So, you know, that's one thing in real estate. You spend a lot of money on stuff that everybody says, oh, this is what you got to do, and then nothing. But doing mail, postcards and things, I personally don't enjoy doing it. They're very expensive in my opinion, and it takes years, if ever, to get something from it. Now, when I was in Murphy, I did a lot of letters, and I did get a few listings from that. It was usually land listings, but it's a lot of time and a lot of money to do that stuff. So I try to do more letters versus postcards, because if you're going to throw it away, a letter doesn't cost me as much as a postcard. So, because if you're going to do a good postcard, it's got to be a big postcard so it doesn't, like these little postcards get lost in other mail, let me show you. I've got my water bill here, and this little one you can grab and you don't even see, unless you're looking. This is what I'm keeping because it's for the theater. That's another thing that's going on this weekend. If you're in the area, the Pensacola Theater is doing our announcing our new season, and that is tomorrow at 2 p.m. I want to try and go, but I have some things going on tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But anyway, so that is that. Let's see here. What are we talking about today? So we talked about home warranties yesterday. I want to talk a little bit about special assessments today. I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and then we're going to get out of here and enjoy your Friday. And I'm going to start getting myself ready because it's, 7 o'clock now my time. We're going to talk about special assessments. So if you've never heard of a special assessment, let me have some coffee before I try to communicate this effectively. All right, so a special assessment. Special assessment is usually something that is imposed by a public body. And what I use a lot of times as an example, because it's a little bit easier for y'all, it's not working today. Anyway, so what I usually use as an example for this is sidewalks. So let's say you are in an area and the county or the city wants to add sidewalks through your neighborhood. Somebody's got to pay for that. So generally what they do is they say, okay, there are 25 houses on this row that we're going to put in sidewalks. So then they take the dollar amount that it's going to be and they divide that by 25 homeowners, and everybody gets a special assessment on their taxes. So you pay your percentage of that depending on what the amount is and how they're going to finance it. It could be every month, it could be a lump sum. The most recent one I dealt with was out on Inner Point and Inner Island. It is so what that was is they were upgrading the sewer system, right? The septic system. So every homeowner got an assessment for $10,000 to $15,000, right? And they financed it at a low interest rate, but you had the option of paying a lump sum or financing. Most people will finance those things because they're usually at a lower interest rate. You usually just pay it, I think I said earlier, a month, but you just pay it yearly with your taxes usually. So there's a section on the contract about special assessment. So we as realtors, when we're looking things up, we are looking at the taxes and we're looking to see if there are any non-ad valorem taxes. So that means they're not your standard taxes. And that's usually where your special assessments fall in. So in the contract, there's a spot to check where you can negotiate. Do you want the seller to pay those in full if it's allowed? Or do you want the seller to pay up to closing and then the buyer takes over after closing? Now, of course, most sellers don't want to pay in full, but that's a negotiating point. I had one contract where the offer was good enough that the seller could pay off the taxes or the special assessments. Then I had another one where it was not good enough and the seller just wanted to sell this property, and the buyer and the seller negotiated, or we as agents negotiated with our clients, that the seller was going to pay for this year and then the buyer was going to take over those payments afterwards. And I got a nice letter from the assessor's office, from the tax office, that says here's the remaining amount, here's the yearly cost, blah blah blah, and the new owner took that over. They could have negotiated, hey, pay me $10,000 more and we'll pay it off in full. But of course, the buyer wanted a good deal because this was vacant land and the buyer's not planning to build on it. It attaches to that person's property. So they were just buying it, for a buffer. So they weren't going to have neighbors beside them. So that's the special assessment section. Again, it is negotiable. It does say that if neither box is checked, one of my pet peeves in Florida, agents don't check the boxes. And I always wonder, because it does say, if not checked, then blank shall be deemed selected. So with this one, if neither box is checked, then option A shall be deemed selected. And that's where the seller pays installments and then the buyer takes over. Every time I get a contract from somebody where things aren't checked, I always verify. I'm like, did you forget to check this, or do you want it to default to, what is deemed selected? I don't like it. How long does it take you to check a box? I check every box that's applicable. I fill in every blank that's applicable. Even if it says, if not selected, and that amount or that time frame is what I want, I still fill it in, because I want people to know when they're looking at my offer that I went over everything with my client, and hopefully that'll make my offer look better than one that everything is blank and it's just got the name and the numbers filled in. That's just me, my pet peeve, my personality, but that's how I train everybody that works with me. You don't want to leave any gray areas, because especially if you're in a situation where you're up against 2 or 3 other offers, I would rather them look at mine and go, wow, everything's filled out on this one, so we don't have to guess or wonder, did they really mean that or did they just forget to check it? And also, you don't have to worry that you're going to send it back to them and say we accept it, and then the agent goes, oh, oopsie, I forgot to check, blah, 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 blah. And now you've got a whole new offer you've got to review. And maybe you lost your other people that were offering. So it's just good practice. It's good practice to be thorough. But anyway, that is my soapbox. So I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you so much for watching. It's a little weird now that I can't see how many people are watching. So I'm going to have to figure out how I want to do that. I don't know. Sometimes it helps to know people are watching. Sometimes it doesn't help to know nobody's watching. So I hope you have a great Friday. I hope you have some good weather. We had some crazy storms here yesterday. I need to check my car because I was driving down the interstate and this storm came out of nowhere and it was hailing. and you couldn't see anything. I was driving like 20 miles an hour down the interstate between my clients yesterday. So anyway, be safe out there. Have a great weekend. Always wear sunscreen if you're out in the sun. And if you need me, call me. And always remember, don't ever forget, wherever you go, always, always be you. And I'll see you Monday. If you need me over the weekend, give me a call. Have a great day, guys.